I almost started talking and I hadn't started recording. I don't even want to think about how annoying that would have been. Okay.
This Bridezilla bridesmaid story is going to shake you to your absolute core.
It's called having one too many drinks.
Man just went in the woman's bathroom, that's not right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam, otherwise known as snerixx. And look what I got at Target before we do anything else. Look how cute this, move. Look how cute this is. It has all the Disney villains, or at least some of them, the classics. The sleeves say villain on either side. There's nothing on the back. And I feel like Disney villains isn't totally Halloween. I'm teetering, I'm on the edge. I'm not totally crossing over yet, but I'm getting close. Last week we looked at some toxic texts, kind of broke those down a little bit. So this week we're gonna jump back into the videos, switcheroo on back to our normal routine here. Let's go.
You put your hands on someone in front of their kids.
In the movie The Sound of Freedom about childhood, you bring kids to see something that is graphically explicit.
It is bringing awareness to something, regardless of the situation, regardless of your situation, regardless of these are not your children.
Excuse me, ¿está defendiendo a mis hijos pegándole al papá delante de ellos?
How are you going to advocate for these children?
By saying they shouldn't be in a
putting
movie
your
theater
hands
seeing
on
someone
their
bring
parents.
kids.
Putting your hands on the parents in front of the kids, and you are advocating. You do not put your hands on nobody.
I'm sorry for tapping your shoulder, sincerely.
You are doing more harm to these kids than what you think the movie is.
I got mad because how could you bring kids to a theater about sex?
Okay, we got the point, we understand your point, we get why you're mad. You just keep asking the same question and you're getting an answer every single time that you're just not listening to or you don't want to listen to. He was claiming that he was assaulted and they were saying that they just tapped him on the shoulder, so I'm sure one side is exaggerating, maybe the other side is not being honest enough about how forceful it was, I don't know. It seems like there's probably a in-between there, probably just wasn't necessary or appropriate regardless, so I did not see The Sound of Silence. Is that what it's called? The Sound of Silence? Sound of Freedom. I did not see The Sound of Freedom, but I do know what it is about. I have a general idea. If you're a parent and this is something that you feel like you want to expose your children to, or that you feel like it's important for them to know, like that is completely your prerogative. You're allowed to buy R-rated tickets for children as long as you, the guardian or parent, says it's okay. Everyone's family is different. Everyone's definition of maturity or what they feel like their child is ready to be exposed to is totally going to be different. You can always have concerns for other people's children, but I feel like unless they are actively being hurt or you have some sort of knowledge of something going on behind closed doors that you need to report, you don't really have the grounds to say anything. I mean, this goes back to parenting other people's children and correcting parents in front of their children. Just watch the movie, and if the person in front of you is making you upset to the point where you're like getting angry and having to leave or saying something, just go to a different seat, you know, move. I know you don't always have that option in a movie theater. Sometimes you literally have to pay for which seat you sit in. Sometimes it's really crammed and you can't just move around, but you can always choose to not escalate things. And in this situation, I feel like that this was so unnecessary.
This Bridezilla bridesmaid story is going to shake you to your absolute core. When you hear what I read today, you are going to throw up in your mouth. I'm getting married in October. And what do brides do? They band together in Facebook groups and help sell each other shit. So there is a New Jersey bride group that I'm part of on Facebook, and everybody gives tips and tricks and vendors and all that stuff on there. And for the most part, it can be pretty positive. There is some toxicity in there. I try to stay away from it. Judgment about how much money you're supposed to spend on this and that and whatever. There was a girl who posted on there anonymously, because you can post anonymous. And she said, I was a bridesmaid in my very close friend's wedding. I was recently diagnosed with cancer and I've been undergoing chemo. Sometimes the chemo affects me so bad that I have a hard time getting out of bed. So I respectfully reached out to the bride to step down as a bridesmaid because I didn't want to hinder her big day. That seems like a perfectly normal thing to do. So she tells the bride, you can keep all of the money for the shower, for the bachelorette party, for the hair and makeup, for my dress. Every penny I've contributed you can keep, because I don't want you to have to worry about money this close to your wedding, but I just don't feel comfortable. I'm just not myself. Again, probably the most courageous and respectful thing I've ever heard of a human being doing. What does the bride say? She doesn't respond, goes on Instagram and crops this girl out of every photo that she's in. Every picture they have together is taken down, and every photo that she's in, she crops her and the girl's sister out. This poor woman goes, did I do the wrong thing by stepping down? You should see the comments, dude. You should see the comments. People are in the comments like, I wish you didn't post this anonymously so we could find out who this is. What kind of disgusting human being gets angry with someone for stepping down from their wedding because they have cancer? I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around this because they made the courageous decision to step down. Do you know how hard it probably was for that person? I have a friend who thought about stepping down just because of her financial obligations and not being able to afford to be in the wedding. And she was brave enough to come to me and say, hey, I don't want to take away from your day, but I don't know if I can contribute. And this person has been my best friend since preschool. So what did I say to her? Don't worry about it. I got you. I can't believe people act like this.
First of all, I didn't even know that there were wedding planning Facebook groups. I guess that makes sense. And I've never really been a big fan of groups because I hate people. Of course, it's a status financial thing that people are being snobby about. Of course, it's a competition to spend the most money, have the biggest party, have the most guests, have the best food, have the best DJ and venue. This whole getup of weddings and just it being this huge best day of your life bullshit, it's just to make you spend more money. You can have such an intimate, nice, classy wedding and not spend $50,000. You can literally just go to a park and do it real quick. You can do it on the beach real quick. You can just go to the damn courthouse. And if you want to spend that much money, if you want to make it a whole thing, great. Love that for you. But to then go out of your way to find Facebook groups so you can flex and judge other people on their weddings is just so gross and pathetic. And it's like, why aren't you spending more time like worried about your own life and like your wedding and your future and whatever the you need to do? If you see something you don't like on there, just be like, oh, I'm not doing that. Or be like, I like that idea, but I'm gonna spend more on this, or I'm not gonna spend as much on this. That's what normal people do. It takes this whole vibe of what should be you being happy about spending your life with someone, and it's making it this big performance. It's like Bride Wars, but the war is not between Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson. It's between a bunch of women of New Jersey that are just being assholes to each other, which finally brings us to the actual point of the story, which is this particular bride kicking this woman out of her life, I suppose, because they had a health issue, in this case, cancer. I'm guessing the bride assumed that this was an excuse and she thinks this person just doesn't want to do it or like is backing out, which it's one of those things where it's like you can personally be hurt by it. You know, you can be like, oh, that really sucks. I really wanted this person there. Even if you have whatever suspicions or beliefs that this person isn't telling the truth, it's one of those excuses that you can't get mad at. You can't call someone on it because it's up to do. You are not that important that people need to drop everything, including chemotherapy, to be at your wedding. If she is truly friends with this person to the point where she has made her bridesmaid, I would think she would know that she had cancer and was going through chemotherapy. And if this was the first she's hearing about it, you'd think her response would be like, oh my God, I didn't realize, can I do something? Can I help? Is there anything you need? To take it so personally and that you're like offended that someone is sick. Who the f do you think you are? First of all, like, are you the queen of fucking England? And even then, she would have plenty of other people that could step in and help. Cutting this person out of her life, indicating to her friend that she's angry with her, can't even bother to respond because she's so angry that she needs to go do things online for her to see, to know she's angry because she can't communicate that straight up to her. Even though her friend had enough respect to communicate to her that she was sick, she can't reciprocate that respect because she's a bride. I think in this situation though, if I was the girl that had cancer, I'd be like, you know what? I think this was enough for me to now know how this friendship is gonna go from now on, which is, it's not. Once they do have their wedding, it's like, what are you gonna do after that? Who are you gonna go bully now? Are you gonna go find some like honeymoon group to go bully people in and be like, oh, you guys only went to Barbados? Stupid bitches. We went to Bora Bora. Fun. Really want to be your friend on Facebook.
Very hot. Are you single?
No, we're actually together.
As a couple?
Yeah.
Lesbians?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you and you
Uh-huh.
do the thing.
That's none of your business.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is. You like poop?
What?
Do you like poop?
What?
That's a serious question.
I don't think so.
Is it hot? Is poop hot?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Bro is weird. Bro is so weird. What was that?
I don't know about you, but there's been so many situations where I feel like you and your friend are like, listen, if this guy hits on us or tries to come over to us, we'll just say that we're lesbians. Then they'll leave us alone because clearly we're not single. There should be no further questions ask, but then men happen. The fact that he followed up the question by asking about their sex life, I think it's just really a sign that some people, evidently this person, associate being a lesbian or bisexual or just women involved with other women in any regard as a completely graphic topic, or the relationship is all about sex that appeals to men specifically, and it being all about men. It has nothing to do with people just simply wanting to spend time together. No, this man has to know what they do in the bedroom. Let's picture a situation where this guy came up to a girl who was sitting next to a guy, and this guy hitting on them was like, oh, you're so hot, oh, you're so sexy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, we're together. And the guy was like, oh, okay, you're together, oh my gosh, wow. So do you guys like do missionary? Do you hit her from behind? Does she go on top? That's exactly what that sort of situation would have equated to if there had been a guy next to it. But it wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have done that unless he was literally trying to get his ass beat. But because he knew that there is two women there, he could get away with it. And because in his mind, when someone says the word lesbian, he's like, oh, that was on the top search on Hub last night, so click. Regardless of if these women were actually lesbians or not, to just be sitting there and have somebody come up and start talking to you about sex and asking if you think things are sexy, that is just such a perfect example of why people are fighting for rights, because they are not being taken seriously. This guy looks like someone who doesn't get out much. My suggestion would be to crawl back into that hole you just popped out of to go walk around. And the fact that he's got this big creepy camera on him and like this stupid goofy grin, like get the out of here, dude. And why are all these men wearing plaid? And these two guys came up and I was like, uh-oh, are they with this guy? Because they look like they're dressed exactly the same. I think the two guys that came up aren't even together. I think that these are three separate people all wearing jeans and plaid.
You cannot tell me to leave. I'm a real estate agent. I don't care about you being a resident here. I'm bringing residents here. Goodbye. Goodbye, Karen. Goodbye. See you later. TikTok, look at this Maddie. She's a Maddie.
West Palm Beach. Go figure. Another Florida location. And West Palm Beach is a pretty rich area, not gonna lie. I went to the outlet malls in West Palm Beach and everything there was like designer. Change the battery pack, girl. It's plugged in. What are you talking about? Oh, no, it's not. So, I mean, I can't even really imagine the reason somebody would have a problem with somebody else moving in unless one, they knew them and they had a personal grudge against them, or two, they were judging them based on something, whether that be what they believe their financial status is, their clothing, anything down to literally what they look like. I mean, then that just gives the person touring probably a pretty good idea that they don't want to live in this kind of community. But also, they shouldn't have to feel like they can't live there because there's a snobby woman that's like pacing around like a f***ing lion trying to guard them from going in or trying to make it seem like this is a place where you're not welcome. It's really gross and weird that she had that creepy demonic smile. When Ryan and I were getting ready to move, we actually looked at a few apartment complexes. You'd think it would be less expensive than living in a house. Let me just preface by saying that. It's not, okay? It was just as much, if not more, to live in a luxury apartment instead of a 3-bedroom house. They gave the name of the apartment, so I'm gonna look it up and see what these places look like and what the prices look like. And just remember, these are waterfront luxury apartments, so these are gonna be even more bougie than just your average luxury apartment. So let's pretend like we wanna do the 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It looks pretty standard. The bathroom is in the bedroom, which I don't like. And guess what? That's almost $3,000 just for the 1-bedroom, 1-bath. That's only 900 square foot. Dare we even look at the most expensive option here? This is like an actual house. This is gigantic. There's 4 bedrooms, what is it, 4 baths, and it's $26,000 to $27,000 a month. Let's just be more realistic here. Let's say we want to do the $2,700 a month for 12 months, and oh, they accidentally tagged on a few extra fees they didn't mention, including a $30 pet fee, so we actually went up $100. And considering how much people are paying to live here, you're gonna get people like this. I would imagine if we had if we chose to live in the luxury apartment, paid more than we're paying here for a 1-bedroom, I think I'd be pretty snobby too. Not because I saw people trying to live there, but just in general. I think I'd be pretty much like, there's trash on the floor that should be picked up. That dog shit hasn't been picked up. I am paying so much to live here. This place better be pristine. I don't know. Now that doesn't mean you get to gatekeep the community either. You don't get to say, well, I was here first, I paid this much, and this person can't live here. Like, sorry. This literally feels like elementary school playing on the playground. You know how they had those fake big plastic houses that the kids can play in? That particular setup always caused a situation where somebody would get left out. You know, a group of kids would be like, oh, we're gonna play in here, but we're not gonna let Stacy come in here. And if she tries to come in, everyone would run out and not let, you know what I mean? I'm having kindergarten flashbacks. That's what this feels like, except for even more pathetic and like really embarrassing and cringe to actually have to witness a grown-ass woman who's playing Let's Stay Away from Stacy, but in a luxury apartment. Gross.
This lady right here decides to call me gay, and she asked me about my purse. I am gay. It's sickening. I'm sickening. So go ahead, keep going, because I'm a you don't know what it means? So you shouldn't even be over here right now. But I can assure you, I'm trying to figure out why you walking up on me.
I thought
You thought what?
would like somebody to hang with you.
I don't need to hang with anybody. Do you see who I'm with? Nobody. It's called celebrity status. You should know about that. You're a good who?
Girl.
Absolutely not. Not saying that I'm gay. Didn't your parents teach you well? We're almost in 2023, and we're still talking about the whole gay thing. Yes, I'm gay, and I'm worth more than everything that you have on right now. I don't wish anything. This is sad that I gotta put you on video right now for you acting. This is sad.
My name's not Jason, and you do need to leave. You're making everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, very inappropriate.
Please turn together right here.
It's called having one too many drinks.
I just am picturing her walking up and just being like, hey, you're gay. The vibes aren't there and you come up and you are seemingly like you're accusing somebody of being gay instead of just being like, I saw you were sitting over here by yourself. Do you want to come hang out with us? And not even like making it a gay thing. And if he was like, no, I'm gay, you can be like, I'm not trying to hit on you, just trying to hang out with someone. I don't know. As he's explaining what she did, she's sitting there going, no, no, and then proceeds to do what he's saying that she did, and she's saying, no, I didn't do. She's like, no, you are gay. I mean, that's just that drunk logic, I guess. This is the thing. I'm not very social. I'm not very friendly. The whole like mingle thing, I don't get it. I don't understand. Never been good at it. So being in like a bar setting by yourself and going up to somebody else and like starting an argument, let alone a conversation, is so foreign to me. So it's always interesting to me when you are alone and the weird that happens and just the audacity that people have when they approach you and they just say things and you're just like, I feel like there's this like bar culture, depending on where you go, where people do mingle and it's like everyone knows each other. It's not weird to talk to random strangers. I just don't get it, and I would not thrive in that environment at all.
I have a problem with your attitude the way you're treating people. And then you come behind me with an attitude.
Go to the office.
You don't have a right to. I eat your little ass up in here. I eat your ass up. You disrespectful little bitch.
Go to the office, Amir.
Yeah, because she being disrespectful. And all I ask for a change is to buy my shit for my $100, man. And your girl being disrespectful. I'll beat her little ass up. And wait on the police.
You have a good day.
Everybody black don't have a criminal record, little girl. I'll beat your ass up.
Aaliyah, go to the office.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See how disrespectful she is? She want a mother drag her out of here and beat her goddamn ass. That's what she want. She want a mother drag her ass out. And what you gonna do about me being rude, bitch? What you gonna do? I'm gonna tell you. What you gonna do about me being rude, bitch? What you gonna do? That's what you do. The f you gonna do, bitch?
Just look at him. Get your baby and go, okay?
The f you gonna do? But get the y'all, ho. I don't got a criminal record, bitch. They gonna take you, ho.
You're spitting in my
Give a fuck. Get certified, ho. I'm a certified mother. A level 3 security, bitch.
still here.
You going to
You're
jail, ho.
here.
I'm a
Hey,
level
boring
3
ass bitch.
security, bitch. You going to jail.
boring ass bitch.
At first I thought this was two customers. I thought the woman was standing up for the person at the cash register because there was like a customer that was being problematic. It was an employee that she was yelling at. The guy that was ringing her up kept telling her to go in the back. So now that we got the situation figured out, I thought it was interesting that the mom was screaming that this girl was gonna go to jail, because I was like, okay, hold on. You got in her face. You're the one threatening to beat her ass. I think I would have been very scared to go up to that woman at that point. I don't really know what I would have said or done. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a lover either. I'm just here. I'm like a rock. I just live on the floor.
Yeah, that's right. Hi. Yeah, it's not right, okay? A man just went in the woman's bathroom and that's not right.
Maybe you could curse a little louder about it. Have another drink, okay?
It was a man in the women's bathroom.
This needs to be removed. She's just spewing transgender hate, homophobia. There's a child here. Yeah, you need to cut her off. Remove her.
Off your head, too.
I'm right here. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
You can let me know.
You need to be
No,
out.
ma'am. There was a man in the bathroom. In the women's
There's
bathroom.
kids around here.
She's a
Chill
man.
out.
She's a man. She was in the women's bathroom. Should I go get my hands up? But she's a man.
You're being inappropriate. Take your hate elsewhere, please. Please take your hate elsewhere.
She was a man in the women's bathroom. That's not my
We got a great view.
She's a man. She's not a woman. All right, okay.
Thank you.
She's a man. How are you okay?
There you go, pal. There you go. There you go.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys know, but she saw someone go in the bathroom that she doesn't believe should be in that bathroom. I don't know if you heard her. I don't know if you heard her say it 100,000 times as loud as she physically could across an entire restaurant. Did you catch that? It's always this. It's always the situation where someone is outraged. This person that looks like this went into this bathroom. I can't believe it. I can't handle myself. And these are the same people that turn around and say that people who identify as trans are corrupting children or like are, oh, that's the word that they like to use. Yet you're literally standing here drunk as screaming in a restaurant, causing a scene in front of children. And on top of that, you're swearing. It's weird to me, number one, that you're just assuming that this person is a man just based on how they look. First of all, that's rude. And to be screaming that is very weird. That's no one else's business. So to come out of the bathroom and start screaming about what you saw in the bathroom, unless it was like actual assault, is really weird and never ever in any culture been appropriate. You've made your opinion clear. No one else in this restaurant seems to be up in arms. No one else is even agreeing with you. In fact, now people are pulling out their camera to record you because you are now a performance. You are a dinner and a show girl because like this is a joke. So you think at a certain point you'd be like, okay, no one's even listening to me. I can still be angry about this and I can go off with my whoever that was and we can rant about it and we can be like, yeah, we hate that and we're so hateful and we are mean and we're gonna go be hateful to each other and like this is gonna ruin our day. You guys can go do that. You're getting angry at people for being annoyed that you're interrupting their dinner over something completely inappropriate. These are the same people that were calling everyone snowflakes, right? Everyone is a snowflake because they're so sensitive. And this is all happening because of something you saw in the bathroom that wasn't threatening, that probably didn't actually impact you. This person probably didn't even talk to you or look at you. There was nothing negative about the situation until you turned around and made it negative. So there's the door, see ya. You're not giving any sort of reason that you're upset here besides, quote, she's a man. There's other men and women in this restaurant and you don't seem to have a problem with them, so get over it. Girl, if somebody wants to go in the bathroom and assault you or harass you, they don't need to dress a certain way to do it. They're just gonna go do it. Okay, this isn't gonna be a whole like disguise thing where they're gonna dress as a woman and go in the women's bathroom and spy on them. Like people that are predators and want to do predatory things will find ways to do so that isn't gonna require them to changing their entire lifestyle just to spy on you in the bathroom. The whole thing is just pretty stupid.
Ma'am, what you doing?
I'm giving a little answer. Why?
It's gas.
You okay? In the tire? You're putting it in the tire. Send it to me.
I love that he was just as surprised and was like not even defending her. He was like, I need this video for myself. Okay, and I have a confession to make. My first car, which was not my choice, okay? But I, you know, couldn't be picky. My first car in high school was a Volkswagen Bug. It was my mom's car. Here I come in my little Bug, and I was mortified the whole time. At least it didn't have the polka dots though. So the fact that this is a Bug, just cherry on top. As a former Bug driver, I would like to set the record straight here that the gas tank is not in fact located behind the tire. I know, it seemed like she knew what she was doing. It seemed like she was, you know, completely sure of herself here. No. I love that she's putting it in different parts of the wheel too. Like she's just like, what? And then like moves it down to the bottom one as if she's like, oh shit, I put it in the wrong the wrong wheel hole. It's concerning to me that these people are getting in a vehicle, considering that they don't even know how to put gas in the vehicle. I would imagine, again, I don't like to ever accuse anybody of this, but I would imagine this has something to do with some sort of influence, if you will. I don't believe that she just woke up and forgot how to put gas in her car. This might have some other thing playing effect here. I don't know why this guy looks really familiar to me, and I don't know who I think he looks like, but does this guy look like somebody like he's in a movie? I've seen him, I swear I've seen him, and I am in Florida, so maybe he is my freaking next door neighbor, I don't know. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me once again to watch these ridiculous videos. And if you record anything or if you see anything on social media that you want me to react to, make sure you send it to me on my TikTok, Instagram, why do I always forget this one? Email, and any other social media that I have linked in my link tree below. Once again, I am not on Facebook. Don't follow those Facebook accounts. And as always, if you have any book suggestions that I can grab from the library this week, let me know. I literally have no time to just sit and read, and it's actually very annoying. So I need to prioritize that. And in the meantime, I appreciate you guys for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye!